Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about three-dimensional figures and focus on volume. So on the screen right now you can see all the formulas. This is just taken directly from your homework assignment. Same formulas, same pictures, everything like that. So your first group of problems, they're going to give you a cylinder, pyramid, cone, and sphere. And they're going to give you different pieces of that. So this says that the radius is equal to 4 centimeters, the height is equal to 10 centimeters, and then the pyramid is 1 centimeter for the, so length is 1 centimeter, width is 2 centimeters, and the height is 4 centimeters. Cone, we're given that the radius is equal to 3 meters and the height is 5 meters, and then the sphere's radius is 10 meters. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use all these formulas real quick. So the cylinder gives us V is equal to pi r squared h right here. And so I'm going to do pi, r is 4, and then h is 10. So it's going to be pi, and actually let's just do this with a calculator to make it easier. We'll just get decimal approximations for this. So we get, type in pi times 4 squared times 10. So let's just round to the nearest. So it's 503. 503, and then the units originally were centimeters. Since this is volume, it's centimeters cubed. Okay, so that, once again, that's for the cylinder. Now for the pyramid, we're going to use this formula. So volume is equal to length times width times height divided by 3. So it's going to be 1 times 2 times 4 divided by 3. So we say 1 times 2 times 4. We divide the answer by 3. We get 2.67. It was measured in centimeters. Now it's volume, so it's centimeters cubed. Okay. Now we're doing a cone. So we're using this formula over here. So volume is pi, and then times r, which is 3 squared, and then h, and that's over 3. We could also visualize it as being under everything if we wanted to. So we have pi times 3 squared times 5, hit enter, divide that by 3, and I get 47.1. Originally it was measured in meters, and so now this is meters cubed because volume is 3 dimensions. Okay, the last one, sphere. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. And so the radius is 10 in this case. We're going to do 4 divided by 3 times that by pi times that by 10 cubed. We get 4,190. So that's 4,190. And the original was meters, so this is now meters cubed. Okay? Alright, I'm going to erase all of this. And the next group of problems on your homework look like, so we're given a cylinder, and the height is given as 1 centimeter, and the volume is given as 2 centimeters cubed. The cone, we have a height of 3 meters and a volume that is 10 meters cubed. And then we have a volume of a sphere that is 10 centimeters cubed. We don't have a pyramid on this next one, so we're not going to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is set up these equations with the different, volume of a cylinder, so 2 is the volume. We have pi. We don't know what r is, but we know that the height is 1. So we can just multiply everything by 1, doesn't change anything, but on your homework, I believe we would need to divide by that number. So if this is a 3 or something, we would divide by it. And so we get 2 pi r squared. We divide both sides by pi. So now we have 2 over pi equals the radius squared. And then we square root both sides. And because this is a radius, it's a length, we don't need to do a plus or minus. So the radius is going to be the square root of 2 over pi. Come to our calculator. We can do 2 divided by pi. And then we can take the square root, or we can raise it to 0.5. Remember, that's the same thing. And so it's going to be 7.798. So the radius is 0.798. And since this is centimeters and this is centimeters cubed, the radius would be measured in centimeters. Okay, now we're going to move on to the cone. We're not doing a pyramid, but we're doing a cone. So we have 10 for the volume, pi. We don't know the radius. And then we know we have 3 over 3. Okay, once again, this would cancel just to 1, and it would be pretty easy, but I'm going to go through it just as if it didn't cancel. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So I get 30 equals pi r squared times 3. Now I'm going to divide by that 3. 10 equals pi r squared, divide by pi. 10 over pi equals r squared, and then we square root both sides. Square root of 10 over pi equals r. Go to our calculator. 10 divided by pi. Raise it to the 0.5. That's the same thing as taking the square root. We get 1.78. And since it originally was measured in meters and meters cubed, the radius would be meters. Okay, sphere. We have the volume is 10. That's equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, now to get rid of that 4/3, we need to multiply by the reciprocal. So these cancel. We think of the 10 like 10 over 1. 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 4 is 4. And this equals pi r cubed. If we want, we could reduce that, but I don't think we need to right now. Okay, we're going to divide by pi, which is similar to multiplying by 1 over pi. And so we get 30 over 4 pi equals r cubed. And we take the cube root of both sides. Alright, now we need to go to my calculator for that. So I'm going to do 30 divided by 4 pi. And taking the cube root is the same as raising something to the 1/3 power. And so we get 1.34. And that was measured in centimeters cubed, and so the radius would be centimeters. All right. We have one more group of problems. And so we're given the radius and the volume of a cylinder. we're given a pyramid. We know the length is 2, width is 3, and the volume is 1 centimeter cubed. Then we're also going to do a cone. So the radius is equal to 3 centimeters, and the volume is equal to 10 meters cubed. These are both meters, sorry. 3 meters and 10 meters cubed. We don't have a sphere in this case, so let's just get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to do the cylinder. So I go to this formula. I have the volume. I have the radius. I want to know the height. Okay, so I simplify first. I'm going to divide by pi 9, which is really just 9 pi. So we have 10 over 9 pi equals h. Go over to the calculator. 10 divided by 9 pi. Oops. Okay, 10 divided by 9 pi. And that's 0.354. And that's measured in centimeters. All right, pyramid. So we go to the pyramid. We have the volume, which is 1. And we have length and width. So that's 2 times 3 times the height, all divided by 3. So we multiply both sides by 3. We get 3 is equal to 2 times 3, which is 6. Divide by 6, divide by 6. And h is just 0.5 or 1/2. And it's measured in centimeters because that's what we started with. Okay, now we're going to do the cone. We know the volume is 10. Pi, we know the radius is 3. And then h is over 3. So the first thing we want to do is multiply both sides by 3. We get 30 is equal to, this is 9. So 9 pi h. Divide by 9 pi. And we get 30 over 9 pi is equal to h. Go to the calculator. 30 divided by 9 pi. And then 1.06. Originally, it's measured in meters, so that's what our height is. If you have additional questions, please come to MathLab. Until then, calculator.